signs. This is Amanda Beach with Cosmic Beach Consulting, and here's your Cosmic Surf Report for the third week of August 2016. So we have two major events this week. Well, one started last week technically, but we're really going to start to feel the energy from it in this week, and that is Saturn is going direct. Fantastic. Saturn is hanging out in Sagittarius, a planet he's not necessarily 100% comfortable with, but he's really just trying to teach us how we can best expand as opposed to just expand. Saturn is the Lord of Lesson. He's here to bring us some balance. He's here to give us all the rewards that we could possibly earn as long as we're interested in earning them. Saturn is very fair in his gifts, and he's very fair in his lessons as well. And we also have a full moon and a lunar eclipse in Aquarius on the 18th. So, and for you guys starting out this week, we seem to have a bit of the nostalgia. This week starts off with you kind of reflecting, and I think you're reflecting into a deeper past than just the past 6 months. Now, maybe there's a place, maybe, things are uncomfortable. There's a lot of change going on. The world is in a huge cycle of transition right now. So, if you're longing for a simpler time or missing someone who's passed, or, just kind of wishing you could go home again, you're not the only one that's kind of feeling that in the beginning of this week for my earth signs, especially my Tauruses. Virgos, you're a little higher on the process to get so sentimental, and Capricorns, I think this will manifest in more with group activities and less with like home and family. So when I'm looking at that for you, I advise you to figure out a way to connect with your ancestors if that's your thing. Try to bring some peace to that nostalgia before it becomes some sort of like idealistic longing, or you go digging up people from the past because they are connected to another person, but they're not necessarily good for you. So, and this week also talks about watching your money. I wouldn't think that any of you would really overspend, but if you have anything with joint resources, shared resources with a spouse, or maybe a boss that doesn't always pay you on time, or a job that you thought was going to pay you a little bit more but isn't, this is the week that some of those issues are probably going to kind of come to light, which is good. It's good to handle off any of these money matters before Mercury goes completely retrograde. Enter the shadow on the 10th. I'm already like, because retrograde periods. In the retrograde, I'm in the retrograde, but like pre and post, kill me please, because I'm a retrograde native, as are about 18% of you. So, for you, this is kind of a week of figuring out like, okay, so where's my money at? Can I have my money? Am I going to see my money? Maybe you're going to have to move on to a new position. Some of those of you that aren't being treated fairly by your employer. And there is some big change this week for you too, when it comes to that. And I see this centered around group associations and money. So to me, that kind of says workplace. And if you're somebody who's self-employed, that says like client base, or, if you're somebody who's self-employed and most of your business is on the internet, maybe you should look and see if you can get a better deal when it comes to who's processing your payments or who's doing your scheduling, or like anything that you would kind of farm out. Like make sure that you're getting the best deal and the best service for the price that you're paying, because I could see we're somewhere along the lines in your budget, there's kind of a hole that we need to stop before we take on any more water in that department. Big change this week. So the eclipse and the full moon, it's going to be in Aquarius. Aquarius rules people and group association. It also, it creates, or it controls the creative, kind of like weirdo side of us. Aquarius is the collector of all things. Aquarians are beautiful rainbows of people. Unlike poor Pisces, who has everybody at once, Aquarius really gets to see, like, they get the vantage point, whereas Pisces gets it all. So to me, this talks about, that group association ending. So maybe you've spent all your summer like getting wasted with your high school friends, and it's time for you to like come down to earth. Maybe you've spent a lot of time with people that, take a lot of your time. Maybe your social group has just been very dramatic or draining and not really giving a whole lot back to you. I wouldn't be surprised to see some people across all the signs. Some people are going to be considering moving. They're going to be considering relocating. We have Jupiter going into Libra, so it's going to be expanded houses. It has to do with real estate, getting comfortable. And for some people, that might mean like a big shed. That might mean a big change in scenery. I also see some, overwhelming emotional choices when it comes to looking for new work for some of you. Like, because some of you have your work is your family, but your family might not be giving you as much as you need. And that could go on an emotional level as well. Um, this is certainly not a week to tempt fate when it comes to the law. Just gonna put that out there. Strong message I get for you guys. I know that sounds a little weird, but when I have some combinations of cards show up, it kind of tells me, hey, this is a great idea to just be kind of cautious and aware of this. The future is fluid and always changing, and I'm never going to be like, this is absolutely going to happen, and like that's scary. That's not cool. For me, to me, there's free will. So for you, this says like, don't text and drive, don't drink and drive, don't don't jaywalk, like just behave yourselves, you know what I mean, like make sure that um when you're in conflict with authority this week, try to be as calm and reasonable as possible. And then rounding out the week, I get a sense that, maybe you will be looking at a new source of income. Maybe this is you really trying to like grow more relationships. This is kind of you trying to expand your resources. It's kind of a big journey this week. It's kind of like, it's a big climb, and then there's a very nice descent though. Like it's a nice wander down. It's just a rough road up. So if you can make it to the top and appreciate the view, and while you're walking down, plan your next move, that would be in your best interest, earth signs. But overall, really look forward to letting go of some awesome things. Set some great intentions the full moon, really decide what no longer serves you, what you don't need, and be thankful for those experiences and opportunities, and then move along. So I'm Amanda Beach. You can follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/Cosmic Beach Consulting. You can go to my website to schedule a consultation with me. I also offer podcast readings. If you don't have time for an actual reading face-to-face, you can send me an email about what you desire to look into, and I will give you some cosmic coaching via a recording. It's a cool service I offer. I also offer a subscription service. So, and please check out my subscribe list. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. If you find me helpful, please share me. And I will see you guys next week.